Ancient Egypt is one of the most fascinating civilizations in human history. Its mysteries, monuments, and myths have captured imaginations for centuries. But beyond the pyramids and pharaohs, there are lesser-known facts that reveal just how advanced and unusual Egyptian society truly was. Here are 10 things you probably didn't know about ancient Egypt. 1. Egyptians practiced advanced brain surgery. While it's common knowledge that Egyptians were skilled in medicine, few people realize just how advanced they were. Archaeological evidence suggests that they performed early forms of brain surgery, including trepanation, drilling holes into the skull to relieve pressure. Skulls have been found showing signs of healing, meaning patients actually survived the procedure. 2. Women had more rights than in most civilizations. Unlike many ancient cultures, Egyptian women enjoyed a surprising amount of legal and social freedom. They could own property, inherit wealth, divorce their husbands, and run businesses. Some even held positions of power, like Hatshepsut, one of the most successful pharaohs, who ruled as a woman in a male-dominated system. 3. The Great Pyramid was once bright white. When it was first completed, the Great Pyramid of Giza didn't look like the sandy stone structure we see today. It was covered in polished white limestone, which reflected the sun's rays and made the pyramid shine like a jewel in the desert. Earthquakes and later reuse of materials stripped away this outer casing. They had a 365-day calendar. Long before the modern Gregorian calendar, the ancient Egyptians developed a calendar with 365 days. They divided the year into 12 months of 30 days, with an extra 5 days added at the end. This innovation was closely tied to the Nile's flooding cycle and agricultural planning, showing just how in tune they were with nature. 5. Egyptians used toothpaste and breath mints. Dental hygiene was a major concern for Egyptians. They used primitive forms of toothpaste made from ingredients like crushed eggshells, ashes, and myrrh. They also chewed on herbs and spices, such as cinnamon and frankincense, to freshen their breath long before modern toothpaste and mints existed. The pyramids weren't built by slaves. Contrary to popular belief, the massive pyramids weren't built by slaves. Evidence now suggests that skilled laborers, who were well-fed and housed in nearby worker villages, built these structures. These were respected craftsmen who took pride in their work, not the tortured slaves often depicted in fiction. 7. Ancient Egyptians loved board games. They weren't all about gods and tombs. Egyptians enjoyed leisure time, and one of their favorite pastimes was playing board games. One of the oldest known games is Senet, a strategy game that was played by both commoners and pharaohs. It was believed to have religious significance and was often buried with the dead for use in the afterlife. 8. Cats were more than just pets. Cats were deeply sacred in Egyptian culture. They were associated with the goddess Bastet, the protector of the home. Harming a cat, even accidentally, could lead to severe punishment. Families often mourn the death of a cat by shaving their eyebrows as a sign of grief. Mummified cats have been found in tombs, showing how important they were. 9. Egyptians invented one of the first known contracts. The concept of legal agreements wasn't a modern invention. Ancient Egyptians created written contracts for everything from marriage and property transfers to loans and trade. These were often recorded on papyrus and sealed with witnesses, showing their advanced approach to law and record-keeping. 10. Mummies were used in medicine in Europe. This one's less about ancient Egypt itself and more about how it was misunderstood centuries later. In medieval and Renaissance Europe, ground-up mummy powder was used as a medicine. believed to cure anything from internal bleeding to infections. European traders bought actual Egyptian mummies, ground them up, and sold them as a bizarre remedy, not realizing the historical and cultural damage being done. Ancient Egypt was more than pyramids and pharaohs. It was a society that pioneered medicine, mathematics, art, and even social equality in ways that were centuries ahead of its time. The more we uncover, the more we realize how much this ancient civilization still influences us today. Thanks for watching. If you learned something new, don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating facts from history and beyond.